I'm Melanie, and today we're going to talk about why it's important to find joy outside of your career, especially as an emerging artist. When you're an emerging artist, it's so tempting to just focus on your career, that this will be 100% of your life. And that's what I did. That's what I did for years and years. This is the only thing I focused on. I moved from London, where I did my master's, to Edinburgh, and at the beginning I didn't really take time to do anything else but go to networking events. But also I was working full time, so it was hard to balance having time for the creative stuff and social life and for anything else, for any personal life goals. So I was like, okay, well, my career matters to me so much. This is what I want to do. I want to focus on it. But when it's hard to find opportunities, when sometimes things don't work out or they take a long time to work out, or just like sometimes it's a slog, okay? You know what I mean. You just feel frustrated. And that's kind of what happened to me, especially during COVID when everything disappeared. I was on furlough for a few months, but then I had to work. I had to go back to work, and that was really hard. And I got engaged in 2021, and we decided to go to New York for a honeymoon. But I had to save. I had to save money. I didn't have huge savings, and I would have to save money from the moment we made that decision to when we went, because otherwise I couldn't guarantee that I would be able to pay for it. I'm keeping it real. But while doing this, I was like, oh, a year and a half before I go to New York. For those of you who don't know me, I love New York. I've been obsessed with New York because, well, Gossip Girl, a lot of films, various films that I love. It's just such a huge part of film culture, and just even the film industry. There's so many interesting things that happened, and I was like, oh, I wanted to walk in those iconic places. And it was hard, and I got frustrated because it meant I had a budget and I had to stick to it. I could not do anything else, literally. And sometimes opportunities would pop up, and I'm like, oh, I won't be here during that time, so that would be a availability problem, so I couldn't go for them, which also frustrated me. But I was like, okay, even 3 months before, I was like, oh, 3 months, oh my god, I'm gonna wake up in New York. And we had a lovely time. I am even wearing the t-shirt, and now we're in 2024, this happened in 2022, and I still talk about it. I'm sure in 20 years time, I'd still be talking about it. And what happened to me at that moment is this was a dream. This had nothing really to do with film as much. Well, a little bit, but it wasn't a professional goal. It was really a personal goal, a travel goal, something I really wanted to do. And then that happened. And I've never felt so inspired in my whole life. I came back refreshed, inspired. I felt I've experienced so much more, and I came back being oh, well, I have so much more energy to give because, well, I've made this thing happen. I've succeeded at something after a few years that were really hard, and it was oh, I have so much more that I wanted to do. And this energy kind of translates a lot into the professional side and into my creative work. And I think at this point I realized it wasn't all about work. And that might be obvious to some people, but to me it wasn't. I wanted to be a film director since I was 5. I've made comedy sketches when I was 8 and go around with the family camera being and make reporting style, little segments, and a horror film with my brother's friends. Really, that's all I wanted to do, and I made it kind of as part of my identity. And when I graduated, I was like, oh, this is the time to make all my dreams happen. And nothing happened the way I thought it would. When COVID happened, as I was kind of starting to understand how I was supposed to do things, it all threw me off balance. And then New York happened, and I was like, oh, well, these amazing things. This is amazing. Like, this was a success. This was like, oh, I did something I really wanted to do. And I think I realized at that moment also that as creatives, you need to give yourself time to live. So maybe 1 year of your life, and I hope many years of your life, won't be about only, oh, this is what I'm going to make happen. Oh, this is about this project. This year maybe isn't about this project. This year maybe about this thing that I want to experience, this place I want to go to, or something else. And that might actually give you the inspiration or unblock some of the things you were stuck on before in your creative work. Like, when I put too much focus on one thing, most of the time it paralyzes me, it stresses me out, and I end up not enjoying the journey. But maybe actually we could enjoy the journey by making space for other things. That's it for today, and yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and if you have a specific subject you'd like me to talk about, drop it in the comments, and well, I'll probably do it. Thank you, bye bye.